Okay, so here's the first box, and as I mentioned, come on, focus. Um, I watched Wranglerstar's videos. I watched Paul Sellers' videos a couple of times actually before starting this, and I did have one. I had one practice corner. I did. It was like a 2 or 3 dovetail, a single corner I'd done on some scrap wood, and it was definitely pretty rough, but at the same time it could have been serviceable. So with this one I used Paul Sellers' template where you well, I won't explain that. You can watch his how to cut dovetails template here. So anyway, you can see if you're looking here, you can see the gaps on the inside, and that's pretty much true for most of these corners here. But it was, obviously you can't plane that down. Or I probably could have fixed it, but I was in a rush to get this project done, so I would have this for my mom for Christmas. But let me scan around here. You can see that yes, there is filler in some of these. Actually, in most of these. Well, let's see, not in this one. Okay, so this one, here's the corner I left. So I left this one unfilled. And didn't do any wood filler on this last joint. This was my 4th joint of the box because I wanted to be able to tell easily which one was my last one. And so they all went. The first one was pretty rough, but I didn't have time to redo it and still have this done by Christmas time. So I just made do. I figured a little bit of planing, maybe a little bit of wood filler if I had to, would make this serviceable, and it is. But this was my last corner, and you can see I had a little bit of overcut there, but again, a sharp chisel, really paying attention to being as precise as you can, a good saw, and using a knife, a marking knife, to get your lines started and chiseling just to the lines. You can see, I mean, obviously it's still not perfect, but I wasn't expecting perfection on my first real set of dovetails for a project. But with no filler, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. And I think anybody would be pretty happy with that for their first time, unless you're just a perfectionist, in which case you probably need to lighten up a little bit. But anyway, you look at these, even these ones that I did fill, they're not perfect, but if you're not zoomed all the way in, from 6 or 12 inches away, it's, it looks fine. And, being that this is not something I sold, it's a gift. Although, I've seen shoddier workmanship on stuff that I haven't paid money for. So anyway, all that to say that, if you want to try your hand at this, look at all the resources out there, give it a shot. And if you're making something real, then just pay attention to what you're doing. Do the whole measure once, cut twice thing, and Paul Sellers stuff really helped me a lot. There's ways that I think I kind of modeled this after the ones that he did, as in terms of number of tails and pins, that I could have simplified a lot and made this process a lot faster for this project. And I'll probably try some different some different dovetail patterns on future projects. But again, it's a perfectly serviceable box. The bottom here is 3 pieces that I put together. And again, you just pay attention, take your time, and have fun doing it, right? That's really what counts. If it's something you enjoy doing, and I enjoy making something practical that I can give to somebody else. So, give it a shot. And if you want to do this, it doesn't take that much money and tools to get started. You don't need a whole lot. I used a table saw to cut these pieces, and probably a chop saw to cut them to length here. But that's it. You don't have to have fancy router bits or anything like that. A decent dovetail saw, a decent set of chisels, and you're good to go. So, thanks very much for all your comments. I will continue to try harder and work on this and get better and better, as we all do, right? Okay. Thank you. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Take care, y'all.